like you said, Undertaker, Punk, man, just to be in the ring with those guys was a blessing, but to have them trust you in a storyline or trust you with something big in their match, man, you got to step up.
Yeah. And you were a part of WrestleMania main events. So, I mean, big
Yeah.
time matches you're a part of.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, man. I was really blessed. Really blessed.
When they give you the WrestleMania main event, like, what do you think in your head? I mean, that's pressure, or you think, oh, this is awesome. Like, this
So,
is great. This
without
is
a
great.
doubt, yeah, pressure without a doubt. I mean, you don't want to let anybody down, and you want to do everything best of your ability. Um, I've mentioned this before. I'll never forget. Right before I walked out, Shawn Michaels said, "Hey, do me a favor. When you get in the ring, they'll be showing the packages of everything that led up to this match. That's what the people are going to be watching on the screens." He said, "But you'll be in the ring." He said, "I just want you to take a big deep breath and then turn slowly in a circle and just take it all in." And man, I got in the ring. I did exactly what he said. And I've never been more thankful for advice in my life to be able to just live in that moment and take that good deep breath and just look around and immediately go, how did my dumb ass end up here? Because, dude, you're in the middle of, 80,000 people and they're all just wanting to see just the biggest match on the show and you're a part of it. And it's just, man, just great words from Shawn Michaels. I'll forever be in his debt for that.
Oh, great heads up by him. That is great advice. Yeah,
Yeah, it
take it
was
all
all.
in, enjoy it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I did.
When you are like the ref, right? The referee, everyone always kind of just, they're just the third man in the ring. And I've interviewed a few refs before, but what is in your mind like the actual importance of the referee? Because some of the guys say like, oh, we're the third guy in there. It's so important. But some of the other guys like James Beard or Earl or somebody, it's like just don't get in the way. You know what I mean? Don't
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Don't take away. Add, not necessarily add, but just don't take away.
yeah, that's exactly right. You don't look. A great referee will never make it about themselves. And in today's wrestling, you see sometimes on some channels you see the refs making it a little bit too much of a show. And I always say it's not their fault; it's their boss's fault. If their boss or whoever's above them lets them get away with that, hey, why not? But I always thought if I was one of the boys, which I was for 22 years before I ever started refereeing, and I took a big, huge bump, and it hurt, which it would, and I rolled to my side to look up to see the ref making all these different gestures. I can promise you that ref and I would have words after the match in the back, and I would let them know, here I am seriously, hurting really bad, and you're making a joke of it all. That that won't happen again. And if it ever happened again, we would have a very serious conversation. I just don't believe in it. I believe the ref is the third man in the ring when it comes to needing to know different things or I don't know, just small things. But I think it's very disrespectful to the talent for the ref to make it about themselves at all. I really do. I think it's just it's an honor to be in there and be a part of it. So why disrespect that? But
I
yeah,
don't see
staying
that.
out of the way. Staying out of the way is the main thing. Look, Nick Patrick, my very first match as a referee, I said, Nicky, you got anything for me? And he said, yes. Be invisible until it's time to be seen. And what he meant by that was you stay out of the way and don't let them do their business. And then if they get locked up in the corner, well, it's time for the ref to be seen. You come in and say, okay, let's break it up. If they go down into a pin, motion stops. Well, it's time for the ref to count. It's time to be seen. And so I took that with me all the way through my years as a referee. Be invisible until it's time to be seen. That's the greatest line anybody could ever tell a referee. And it takes a minute to figure out what that means, but once you figure it out, man, what awesome words.
So true. I don't see that much in WWE, to be honest. They seem to be more on the professional. They know what they're doing. The psychology part of it. Some other organizations I noticed, like that, they'll have a face off, and the referee will, for some reason, come into the face off when the production guy wants the face to face with nobody in between them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Stuff like
yes, yeah,
that.
yeah. that was a big thing too. To this day, like I had a good little run at NXT for about a year and a half, and I was over all the referees, for NXT UK and NXT out of Orlando. And so one of the things I really was like a pet peeve was you see a tag team get a win and you see the referee walk right in the middle of the tag team and raise their hands. So the first thing the ref does is split up the team. And he's go, well, but I'm raising their hands. Yeah, no, you get on one side or the other, but you let the two of them raise their own hands. That way the director, if he wants the ref in the shot, he can get the ref in the shot. But if he just wants the winning team in the shot, he can just get the two wrestlers in the shot. And so, it's just little things. But hey, look, WWE is, again, the highest level you can go to. And so if you're not on your game as a referee, there's 6 or 7 referees at NXT right now, and every one of them would love the opportunity to be on that big show. I promise you.
Wow, that's so true. That's so smart psychology wise because the shot, it would be almost look like the referee is their manager. If the manager, like Jimmy Hart, was in the middle, right, that
Yes.
makes sense. But like the referee, it almost looks like he's their manager. Why would you want him in the shot? Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes-
It's true. Uh,
I've seen that though in other places. I don't know about WWE now that I think about it. I don't know. They probably obviously tell them, or you told them and hopefully got it into their heads. Guys, come
I
on.
hope so. I hope so.
Yeah. Is there anything else that kind of annoys you just from a referee standpoint? Because I've seen some like referees, they kind of just in other organizations, not really WWE, but they like make themselves a part of the match way too much. Like even getting into it with the threes, even their outfits, I feel like sometimes it's just too much attention on them.
It is. Look, when I was there, we had a lot of little unwritten rules of, no visible tattoos on the arms. You got to be well groomed. Uh, I mean, look, times change, and I know from still being around the business that if you don't roll with the times, you get left behind. And so I'm very much. I had a lot to do with Aja. No, what's her name? Daphne LaShawn on Raw and SmackDown is Jess, the two female referees, and I had a lot to do with both their careers, and I'm very proud of that because I watched their matches to this day, and their business. In the ring, they are business, and that's what they were taught. And so to see them years later get the opportunity to be a part of the big show, and not just be a part of it, but to actually contribute is awesome. It is awesome, and I know they're both living a dream, and they're doing a great job at it. So it's very cool. I feel like uh, right now at NXT there are no female refs getting ready for the next big step, and so I feel like they need a couple of female referees down there because I think there's 7 refs and they're all male, and so you need females. You do, and they're good, and in the ring the talent, they respect them, and a ref has to have respect in the match. I don't care if male, female, big, little, I don't care. And so Jess and Daphne LaShaw, they command respect, and they do it in their actions. They don't do it with their mouth, they do it in their actions. And so it's very respectable, and they're both, man, so proud of both of them.
So you were the senior official for a while. Is it easier, like when you're a referee in the business that long? I mean, excuse me, a wrestler in the business that long to become a referee?
Oh, it was for me. Look, I loved it. I was when I refed, I was so relaxed in the ring, and it was because I'd spent 22 years as a wrestler. And as a wrestler, it's basically look at me, look at me. But as a referee, you're not doing that, so you don't have to try to do that. You just kind of blend and be invisible, and so then you can actually enjoy being part of the match. Um, when you're actually wrestling, you're thinking, what have I got to do next? Oh, he got away from me. I got to close the gap. I mean, there's so many things in your head. And as a referee, you don't have to think about those things. The talent's thinking of those things. And so you just react. And I was just so much more comfortable. And plus, I'd gotten older. I couldn't take those bumps anymore anyway.
Who would want to? Yeah.
Yeah, amen.